Hey guys, thanks for tuning in with Gab and Bren, and today we are going to show you how to install vinyl plank flooring. So we're going to show you materials needed and how to save money by doing a DIY job. Let's go.
All right, welcome back guys. This video is coming about a month too late. We really wanted as little as time as possible from the transition from our RV to this place, but you know, things happen. When we dug into the floor, we realized there was actually a lot of rotten parts, so we had to cut some out, we had to replace some floor, we had to caulk in gaps, we had to redo all the molding on the side because there was a bunch of holes, a lot of stuff involved, but finally we're here and we're ready to do the floor, which is huge for us because then we can start to do furniture and really start to make this place our own. So today we're going to show you how to do that, and I think we're going to start with tools.
Yeah, sure.
Let's get into tools.
Yeah, let's show you materials needed. All right, guys, so the very first piece of material that you are gonna need, common sense, is your floor. So this is the floor that we picked, and literally, guys, it took like blood, sweat, and tears just to pick it because it's such like paint. You can always change your paint, you paint over it, right? But floor, that's a commitment. That's like me committing to Brendan, right? So I'm committing to dusk cherry color. So this floor is life-proof floor. It holds up really well. So what we recommend doing if you're looking at vinyl plank flooring is called the key test. You go to the store and you got a pair of keys on you, just take that key and scratch it against the floor. This is a good indicator of how durable that floor is. All brands or all products from LifeProof, I found, have not scratched because this is actually the brand floor that we used in our RV. So this stuff is actually super easy to install, which will show you how, but that's the first piece. Let's move on to the next.
All right, so the next thing that you're gonna need to do this is some sort of mallet. So this floor is actually the second time we've done this because we did the same type of flooring in our RV. And how it works is it basically clicks together loosely and there's a little gap in between. So what you're gonna do is use the mallet on like the side of the piece. We'll show you guys, but use the mallet on the side to kind of knock the two pieces together and close that gap so that they're really tight together.
Make sure that it's a rubber mallet, guys, because you don't want to damage your floor hitting it in.
Yeah,
so this is like, it might be some sort of plastic. I mean, rubber's plastic, right? But that's what you want.
But because you don't want to hit it directly on the piece and possibly damage it, it's a good idea to just get a piece of scrap wood to put up on the side of the flooring piece so that you can hit the wood instead of the actual floor itself. So that's
this will all make sense. We're just want to show you guys the materials. Last but not least, well, actually there's another piece after this one, but this is gonna make your life a lot easier for making your markings. I think the technical term is a framing square.
Speed square.
Well, speed square is like a slang term, but framing square. Of course, this is ours, it's Milwaukee. So Milwaukee, if you're watching this, just consider us, you know, that'd be great. But yeah, so pretty much you're gonna put this on your piece like this, and then you're gonna have your straight line just to mark it. So, look at that. So you mark your line to cut.
Angle.
It really makes life a lot easier, so highly recommend having this so that way you always have straight lines that you're cutting. And then, last but not least, you're gonna need something to cut your floor with. I think on the box it says that you can use a box knife, which we do not recommend.
I used a box knife the first time,
yeah,
and it was pretty miserable. So we're learning from our mistakes and we're stepping it up this time.
We're getting smarter, guys, because a box knife can do the job, but you're gonna kill your hands and you're gonna do like 50 square feet and say, I'm done.
Yeah.
So today we're actually gonna be using a miter saw. This is my dad's, as well as some other tools that are my dad's, so thank you, Dad, for that. But a miter saw with a fine blade, so that way your cuts aren't super rough, and that's gonna make the job way faster, way easier, more efficient. So that's what we're all about, and I think that's it for our basic tools.
I think that's it. We'll show you guys how to use these tools on the actual floor.
Yes, let's go.
All right, so we're doing the first piece. We're showing you guys how to get started with this. So if you look closely on this, you can see that there's little notches up and then there's little notches down on the other side. So what this really means is that each piece is gonna lay on top of the previous piece. So you have to make sure to start in a corner. And when you put the piece down, you want the notches facing up so that the next pieces can sit on top of them and click it in, if that makes sense. But what you're gonna wanna do is get yourself these little spacers. This is not something that I used the first time.
Hold on, it's not focusing. There we go. Okay.
This is not something that I used the first time doing these. But what these help with is you want a little gap between the vinyl plank and the walls so that they have a little give, a little room to flex, because it does have a little movement in them. So what these do basically is ensure that you're getting a little gap in between the wall. So we're gonna show you guys how to do this first piece. So we actually didn't use the right type of spacers. There is spacers that you can use like specific for this type of flooring. So we just use them to put a little bit of gap in between the wall. So now there's this little gap. And to explain how this is gonna work is the flooring is gonna go down first, and then all of this is gonna be covered up by molding. So the molding is actually gonna go on top of the floor, covering up this stuff that doesn't match. So we should be all good once all said and done.
All right. Let's lay some
This is
floor.
the first piece.
All right, guys, so this is the end of day one for us. Getting our floor set up was actually kind of a pain in the ass because like anything, it's really not as easy as it seems at first, which we actually experienced the same problem that our walls are not square. So our little spacers did not work as intended. We had to like bundle a bunch up in certain areas, use only like one in others. So
it's a thought that counts.
yes, but it's something good to note that like, I mean, the pieces are square, and if your wall's not, that's what the molding's for. It's gonna go on top. It just took a long time to get that established and try to get the floor to work right because even the subfloor is a little uneven in some spots. But I think if we step to the side, it looks like our floor is done, right? Because we got a decent amount in, and then, yeah, and then that's reality kicking in. But yeah, not too bad.
That's how we got on day one. I feel like we were just starting to get in a groove. Like once you get it started and start building the pieces out, it's actually pretty easy, but we're pretty tired for the day and we're ready to call it a day, so we'll pick back up tomorrow.
Yep, catch you guys in a sec. Hey guys, so we are back on day two. So now that we have a foundation laid, we're gonna walk you guys through how exactly to install this floor. Quick note, if you've noticed our subfloor, we're not putting down any padding or anything like that because this flooring that we got, this vinyl plank, it comes with padding on the back. So this is acting as that soundproof, waterproof, mold-proof barrier. Really does it all, so that's why we highly recommend getting some sort of vinyl plank flooring that includes this padding. But so there's kind of like a track on here, so it's hard to see, but there's a lip. So we're gonna lock this lip in with the pre-existing floor that's down there. So let's go and try it out. You're gonna get your long side and put it in towards this long side and just line it up. And then, so I'm starting off high, and you can see that it's on this track, how it slides like this, okay? So once you're pretty lined up, you're gonna go and push as you lay it down, like so. Okay, so now that we have this lined up and in, you're gonna go ahead and tap in this edge lip. That's what we have this rubber mallet for. I'm not hitting it hard at all. I'm really just using the weight, and you want it to feel flush. It sounds a lot more aggressive than it really is. So, you're gonna put your weight on this side of the floor as we use this to hit it inwards this way, okay? So, hit it this way. Yeah, it's not a good side. And you can see that this crack's closing in as I hit this. All right, so now your seams, they're pretty seamless and it all just blends in as one floor, and that is how you do it. Okay guys, total honorable mention with this floor tool here that we forgot to say in the beginning, but this is kind of for those final pieces where that wood can't fit. You need this to get those end pieces to hit them inwards. So you see here how I'm hitting it, it's just gonna close up this crack and make the floor once again, oh yes, looks so seamless. All right guys, so after all that work, our floor is done. We actually went ahead and did the molding as well. We did not include that in the video because once you start working on it, we're not very good at recording, I guess, our progress and talking you guys through that.
We'll get better.
It's something we have to work on. So thank you so much for hanging out with us this long. So let's go ahead and show you guys the final product. Ta-da! And that is our floor job. Let's check out the rest. Our place is a mess, okay? We're working on other stuff. But check out the floor, right? What was it, Dust Cherry? Dust Cherry, not too bad. Thumbs up for sure. Let us know what you guys think down in the comments below of our color selection because we think it is bomb, but we're interested. We're always open to feedback, right? So next thing up on our list is to get that AC connected to mini split unit. So we're waiting on the outdoor compressor to come in and really installing this fridge here, which is pretty plug and play, and doing plumbing on that main sink. After those few things, then we might actually move in here. So solid.
Fingers crossed.
Yes. All right, we'll catch you guys next time. It was Gab and Bren. Thanks for watching.